All right, we're here today to review the Aurenti. This is VBell 1 wireless doorbell. Basically what you get in the package is these two things here. This is a receiver that has a speaker in it. It's very loud. And this is the device that goes on your front door. This is all aluminum, and it feels really well made. It's very it just has a really nice feel. It's got an aluminum chassis. It doesn't feel light. It doesn't feel cheap. It feels like it could withstand some beating, and certainly it's supposed to be IP67 waterproof. I'm not going to go through how you pair all of this stuff up. I have everything set up here, and what I have here is I have two mobile devices, mobile phones. One of these is literally my daily driver. This is my daily driver mobile device. These are both Android devices, and this actually happens to be my wife's device. So what I have here is I have the VBell 1 camera paired with an account, and I have an account for my wife, and I have an account for myself. So you really have to have two accounts. This one thing I really don't like is the idea that you have to have this account, and that this. What I want is I want this thing to communicate directly through the Wi-Fi to these devices on my private network without there being any server or internet connection required whatsoever. And I think that it's absolutely criminal of these hardware companies to not just simply sell me a piece of hardware that I can use. Let me use the hardware without me signing up for anything, without me having to have an internet connection, without me having to have bouncing through your server so you can collect data. By the way, if the internet went down, I'd still want to use my doorbell. My private network is still up and running, and I still want to be able to use the hardware without having to have any service or anything like that. Just make it so that it connects. There's no reason they couldn't do that. Believe me, I know. Let's see here. So once you get it all connected, and there's various things you have to do to get this stuff connected. You have some options with this little device here. You can select the tune here. I was hoping for Westminster. Da 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 da. That one. Yeah. Nope, not a choice. You can do that. The Joy of Man's Desiring or something like that. I have no idea what that is. And so that's your regular two-tone. But Westminster chime, not there. Sorry, thumbs down. No, not happy about that. Really wanted the Westminster. But then when you go and... now, one of the things I'm going to have to do very quickly is I'm going to have to mute the audio on this so that we don't get a ton of feedback. But when you press the doorbell, and this is really cool. I mean... So I'm getting this, and notice that both devices are able to answer this. So I could answer this call on one device over here, and there I am. I'm upside down. Now I need to shut the microphone off there, and I should be okay with that. I am upside down because, if I turn this, now I'm right side up. There I am. Okay, so. Yes, and it works very well. So I think that's nice. I think one of the first things you have to think of is, well, what are you going to do if you're away from the house and your other family members are still in the house and they want to be able to answer the door, but of course they want to be able to see who it is through the camera. Well, what do? Well, you have to do the whole device sharing thing so that you get, I presume that I could do, 3 or 4 or however many of these little mobile devices. I think the other thing that's really useful is if you happen to have a smart speaker. I think it's the two big ones, the whatever they call them. I don't have one. So the Alexa or the Echo. I think the Alexa is, I don't know which is which. One is the Amazon. I think the Echo is the Amazon, and the Alexa is the, or I don't know what they call them. But if you have those things, then that could be centrally located in the house. Maybe you'll have 2 or 3 of those. So it doesn't really have to be somebody's mobile device. And then, of course, when half the family is gone doing something, and you have other people that are still at home, then you have some centrally located, something like the smart speaker in the living room or whatever, or the smart speaker in the den, and the smart speaker in the kitchen. I don't have a smart speaker, so because I actually am rather allergic to services, to the idea of, once again, having all of these companies that really should be just selling the freaking hardware. Make the hardware, charge me for it, and then let me use it without having any connection whatsoever to me or the hardware after I buy it. I don't understand what's so hard about that. Just sell me the hardware, sell me the car, sell me a wrench, but don't require me to do any services or signing up for an account or everything, just so that I can use my hardware. So yeah, that really, I'm taking a star off for that, because I'm really tired of these hardware companies expecting people are going to just willingly sign up for an account and use internet services that are completely unnecessary. Because of course now they can send me as much spam as they want. I have to have 2 separate accounts, so I literally do have 2 separate email accounts that, by the way, go nowhere. So up yours. I just can't say enough bad things about make hardware, sell hardware, okay? If you need to have software for it, then publish the specs for the software, let people write their own software, publish an SDK. You're making money off the software, the hardware. If you want to make money off the software, do it separately, I'm sorry. I could go on and on about that. Real nice. This is a real nice gadget. It's freezing cold outside where I live. So I'm not really going to go outside and try to install this one way or the other, because I don't want to freeze to death. So when I get it installed, I'm looking forward to using it. We actually had to disconnect our doorbell because our dog goes crazy. So what I'm thinking is this is going to be a good alternative to that. We can set this in a room where the dog doesn't normally go, and we can have our mobile devices set on silent or whatever. And so when someone comes to the door, we'll know about it, and we'll be able to see who it is before we go to the door. A lot of times, there'll be somebody that comes to the house. We prefer people that come to the house to announce themselves beforehand when we expect them. They'll know they need to wear a mask, that kind of thing. But people who come unannounced, if they're just people who are wanting to try to sell us stuff, or then we don't answer the door. So this is a really, really good way to screen people coming to the door. Thankfully, we don't have a lot of people that shouldn't be coming to our door come to our door. Most of the people that know us, like I said, we expect them to be coming beforehand. So, but I just thought this is a really neat kind of thing to do. The other thing that you can do with this is really kind of cool. Is I can just turn on my cell phone here, or my wife's cell phone, or which one this is, and I can go into the app, and what I can do is I can just look out the front door. Like if this particular device were indeed mounted on my front door, so now you can see what the camera's pointing at. I pointed at something interesting here. You just see something, and here's the shop. And I'm trying to get it to stand up on its own. I don't think it's going to stand up on its own. It kind of doesn't want to do that. But the idea is that if it were on the front door, I could look out the front of the house and see what's going on outside without getting up. And that'd be really cool. And I'd be able to hear, if there was dogs barking or, children yelling or something like that. I'd be able to get that through here too. Even if there's nobody at the door, I can just look out the front of the house, see what's going on out there. I don't even have to get up. Not that I wouldn't want to get up, but sometimes if you got the dog on your lap, that kind of thing, you want to look out the front window. This is the way to do it. I like that. So I'm kind of looking forward to this. I just wish that I didn't have. If you do a wire a PCAP on this, so you do a network sniffer, and you take a look at the packet traffic, you see that this is not going directly between your mobile device and the Wi-Fi router and this other device. It's going out to a server, and I haven't really done all of the reverse engineering on that yet to figure out exactly how that all works, but I can see that it is not going directly from these two devices on my network. In any event, so that's what we're looking at here. I'm probably going to give this 4 stars. I haven't done the write-up yet, but I do really like it in terms of its functionality, form and fit. This is just a really nice piece of hardware. But sell me the hardware. Don't sell me the service. If you need to make more money, charge me more for the hardware. I'm happy to pay. I just don't want to be tied down to a service, and I especially don't want to be having to have like email addresses and all this information out there where people can just do with it whatever they please. I really, really don't like the idea of having to sign up for services to use hardware. That's it. So thank you very much.